Thank you to all the INSTO team. We also have Luciana here, which is our analyst for CITA as well. And I'm very glad to share with you the beginning of our work with the measurement in the field of water and the destination level. We just started this in a pilot program in a specific region of São Paulo, and then I will show you all the work. First of all, I would like to share with you our latest figures from 2022. We have a population of 46.6 million in São Paulo state. We also had in 2022 42 million overnight domestic, which is an increase of 72% related to 2021. And also non-residents, foreign tourists, 1.4 million. It's an increase of 278.3% related to 2021. So the tourism contribution for our economy is 53.4 billion dollars. It's about 99.5% of our economy in São Paulo state. And we also had 66 million passengers in our state airports last year. And the occupancy rates from our hotels reached 57.4%. It's almost of what we had in 2019. So if I would say a number, we are about 95 or 96% of what we had in 2019 of our figures. So we almost reached the pre-pandemic levels. CITA was established in 2019, and our main goal is to make decision and sustainability of our travel and tourism in the state, to help all the destinations that we have so they can use numbers and figures to make decisions. So this is our all the cities that we monitor now. We have 9 cities that we have specific data, and we are planning to expand these cities during the next 2 years. So by now we're working on traditional surveys on these regions. We're working on numbers about employment and economy. We're teaching them how to use data and innovation using these particular data so they can work with their local level data. And we also using tools that make the visual presentations easy for them. And of course, we're working on our project related to sustainability of the tourism, related to data, specifically on the water management. I'll be happy to share this presentation with you later. And these are all our providers and partners related to cities. So we have the Secretary of Economy, the National Land and Transport Agency, we have the Ministry of Tourism, we have the Institute of Geography and Statistics in São Paulo. We have many providers and many partners that are helping us develop our local observatory. So let's talk about water management. And I have some reflections here. The first one is that every year we almost double the state population with tourist arrivals. I mean, some cities, especially the cities from the shore, from the beach cities, may in some times of the year they have more than 10 times their own population. So what is the pressure on the water services and all other services that these tourists make? Also, we have, especially in the summer, water consumption reaches high levels in all different areas of São Paulo. So yeah, we have to study that, specifically in these times of the year. And our goal is to monitor the influence of the presence of the tourists in these resources in local areas. And also we have a specific kind of tourism in São Paulo that we call the second residency tourism. We have many people that live in São Paulo capital area that have residences in the countryside and on the beaches. So they go every weekend to their own homes to spend the weekend and to spend the holidays. And this is an important variable of the management. And also we have this pilot project for this specific indicator in the North Shore of São Paulo. And as I mentioned, the North Shore of São Paulo, I would like to I need to mention that last weekend we had a major disaster in the North Shore of São Paulo. uh, we had the rain expected for the whole month rained in a few hours. So we had floods, we had landslides. Several people lost their lives there, and we are helping now to rebuild the cities. So our work here with tourism is more important than ever because they would need our help to rebuild all the cities and rebuild their main source of economy in these cities of these areas. So we after all the rescue teams stop working on finding survivors, and we go there and help them to rebuild all the areas. Um, okay, we have four indicators that we're working right now. We have the water service index, we have the coastal water quality index, we have the beach bathing index, and we have the monthly water consumption index. So we'll go through these four indicators right now so we can see the figures related to them. Okay, the first one is the water service index. We have this indicator that shows the percentage of the population effectively served by the supply of water. And you can see on the coast we have five cities on the north shore of São Paulo: Bertioga, Caraguatatuba, Ilhabela, São Sebastião, and Ubatuba. These five cities are monitored, and as you can see in the numbers, most of them have regular supply of water. Only Caraguatatuba has more than 80% of supply of water to the residents and to the companies. So imagine when we have uh, times of the year like the carnival, for example, or the last week of the year, you have like 2 million people going from São Paulo to the North Shore of São Paulo, and the pressure that it makes to the supply of water. So that's what we need to study um, during all the periods of the year. And we also have the Coastal Water Quality Index. And uh, we have a company in São Paulo State that called CETESB. This is the company that is responsible for the quality of water, and the quality of the beaches and the quality of the sea. So they measure this, and we also have a measurement here that says that this index is above 95. The water for the beaches is excellent. Between 95 and 80 is good. Between 80 and 65 is regular. Between 65 and 45 is poor, and below 45 is worse. So you can see the dots over every city of the shore, and you can see that as we go over the north shore of São Paulo, the quality of the water, the quality of the seas is better. But if you go through Santos and Guarujá, there are cities from the south shore of São Paulo, and these cities are very high populated. The quality of the water on the seas is poor and regular. So this is where the companies that provide water services and that provide services for the quality of water need to work more. And also we have an index called the Beach Bathing Index. The same company, CETESB, has 167 points of assessment of bathing conditions on all coast of São Paulo. So every week they collect samples of water and run analysis and and publish this on their website. So if you go through the website every week, you can see if the waters for bathing are good or bad. So you can see that from this specific date, 15th of February, all the beaches from the north shore of São Paulo were good for bathing. But this week, after the flood and after all the disaster, all the beaches are not good for bathing right now. So, in fact, all the cities from the North Shore are telling tourists not to come now to the cities because the roads are all blocked and and the water is not good for bathing. So, and they need to not to come to the North Shore of São Paulo right now. And also we have the first indicator that we are working with in variables and analysis, the monthly water consumption from the North Shore of São Paulo. We are already working on the analysis of that, and we are joining the numbers with the occupancy rates. But we can see by the numbers that the occupancy rates are not related to water consumption in its whole because we can see that the light blue bars are very short and the dark blue bars are very, very high. This is the consumption from the residences. As I said, many of the tourists from all regions of São Paulo have their own residence in the North Shore. And there's a specific thing that happened last year and in November 21 and December 21. Um, Many of the residences, I would say like 30% of the residences have their own private swimming pools. And the swimming pools that were all closed during the pandemics and during the winter. So after that, they went to their own residences and they emptied the pools and put new water on the pools because it was closed. So as you can see from November 21, the consumption the consumption of water in residences reached very high levels during this period. So this is the kind of analysis that we are doing right now, and we are also working on the traffic to relate the consumption of water to the traffic of the roads on the North Shore, because we know that the only way to reach the North Shore is by car or by bus. So we are trying to gather information from the roads of São Paulo and relate it to water consumption and see what we can find it in the analysis. Okay, so the next steps for our second semester 2023 is to analyze the data from the North Coast and establish correlations between the tourist movement and the water management. And when I say tourist movement, I also include the traffic from vehicles on the roads as well. We also need to prepare a practical manual for collection and organization and the use of these indicators for not only for the North Shore, but for all monitored cities. And we also need to implement the indicators in the other 8 cities that are monitored by city. So we are working on the North Shore right now, but we are aiming to work with the other the cities around the state in these very important indicators. And these are our contacts, and I thank you very much for the time. And we are very happy to share all the experiences with the members. And thank you, Cordula, and all the INSTO team for the opportunity.